The Champions League is back, match day 5, and there are, well, a couple of games to look forward to. One of them definitely have to be Barcelona visiting the Stamford Bridge, taking on Chelsea. Well, it promises, I'm sure, to be a lively one, but then, talking about these two teams, there are no strangers to each other. I mean, what should we expect from this particular game?
Yeah, we should expect a cracker. We should expect an interesting game, maybe an end-to-end contest, because these are two sides in Europe, two European clubs. For Chelsea, 2 Champions League winners. Barcelona, I think 5-time Champions League winners. And of course, if you look at their head-to-head in the Champions League, it's a balanced record, 4 wins each and 6 draws. So, of course, some people will say that Barcelona have the best attacking side going into this game because of their qualities up front. They have Lamine Yamal, Rafinha maybe is back, Rashford, who of course is he loves to play against Chelsea.
Yeah.
So he's visiting London for the very first time since leaving for Spain, and of course he might be pivotal for Barcelona tomorrow. But I just feel that I think that Chelsea also, we cannot underrate them. Even though from a batting perspective, you can say that they don't look like a matched Barcelona on paper because of the quality. But then we are talking about FIFA Club World Cup champion, the best team in the world currently, based on that exploit in the FIFA Club World Cup. So maybe they can also fancy their chance, and you know that when they play against big teams, they tend to actually prove a point, even when you don't give them. And the fact that they will be playing on their home soil, but you know that in this kind of game, home advantage can count. But I just feel like, regardless of how it's going to unfold at Stamford Bridge tomorrow, it's going to be. I would just say that it's going to be goals festival. Goals for a lot tomorrow.
Now, Fahad, is this Chelsea's biggest game of the season? I mean, yeah, they've played some very crucial games, but is this their biggest test so far this year?
Definitely, going into this game, I think we've all seen the amount of hype that has been going even before this game actually was announced. We've seen Chelsea draw. Even before the draw, we've seen Chelsea fans.
Give us Barca.
Both teams actually want to play each other because Barcelona with their island, and Chelsea, they feel they've got Kupama, they've got Esteban, they've got Beatings, they've got Champions. So they said, okay, they feel okay. With this our forward, we have what it takes to actually
come behind.
So they know that okay, yeah, this both teams actually feel this going into this game, this is actually going to be like Chelsea's biggest test yet. Like you said, going to be Chelsea's biggest test. And honestly, the game tomorrow, that is going to be an interesting one. And I feel it's going to be one for the ages where we are going to see a whole lot of goals actually.
Well, both teams have started getting feelers, from both camps. For Barcelona, they have dropped their travel squad, and it looks packed. I think probably only one player that we feel would have helped in this kind of game that is not here. But then for the goalkeepers, John Garcia is there, Chesney for the defenders, the usuals, Alianda Bade, Ronaldo Araujo, Obasi, Christensen, Gerard Martin, Koundé, Eric. Midfielders, Feli Lopez, Marc Asado, Daniel Mo, Frenkie de Jong, Bernal, and Dro. And for the forward, most importantly, feels like everyone is here. Ferran Torres, Robert Lewandowski, Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, and Rashford were not available for their game during the weekend. But then both of them are back in the Champions League. So
looking like they'll be involved in that.
Exactly. So I want to talk about how this Barcelona front line, most especially, shapes up with the presence of Rafinha and Rashford. During the weekend, we saw a front three of Yamal, Lewandowski, and Ferran Torres. Do we see that particular lineup staying, or maybe one of Rashford and Rafinha breaks into the starting 11?
There will be changes tomorrow. Up front for Barcelona, there will be changes. Because one name that will come to mind, first of all, is Marcus Rashford. He must start tomorrow. Playing against Chelsea, he has been used to that ground before. He's used to playing against Chelsea when he was at Manchester United. Remember when they traveled to St. James's Park?
Yeah.
He started that game and he scored twice. It was the difference for Barcelona. I think their first game.
So some people say that was when his season started picking up.
Yeah. And I think he missed the game against Athletic Bilbao due to injury over the weekend.
Not really injury, stomach bug, something like that. So it's nothing that can affect his fitness.
It wasn't a tactical
decision.
And
it's not something
that can affect his fitness ahead of this game. So All things being equal, I expect Marcus Rashford to start from the left.
So who drops there?
I would just. Ferran Torres should start.
Lewandowski.
I would go for Rafinha is just coming back. He's just returning from injury. He can start from the bench.
Yeah, most likely.
Most likely. So when you have Rashford from the left flank, you can have Lamine Yamal from the right. Started that game over the weekend. Then you have Ferran Torres.
Lewandowski drops to the bench.
Drops to the bench because, of course, he's getting past his prime. And then you have
Ferran Torres.
Ferran Torres scored an hat-trick in that game, right?
No, so you can't drop it.
You can't drop it firing forward.
Yeah, he's got a hat-trick.
He scored a hat-trick in that game. And
I think Ferran scored 2. The first scored 1.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. So I think it should be forward line of Marcus Rashford, Ferran Torres, and Lamine Yamal. But one thing that I really want to, that a lot of people, so many football fans will look forward to seeing in that game is how Chelsea can exploit Barcelona's highline.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there's been talk before this time, after they won their game against Paris Saint-Germain in the FIFA Club World Cup, they were on top, they were feeling on top of the world that they can play against anything, give us Barca. Because at that point, we all believe that Barcelona, I mean, after PSG, the only team that can also, go all out in terms of the attacking power is Barcelona. And that's why Chelsea were saying give us Barcelona, especially with their eye line, and they feel like they've got pacey wingers, pacey forward. You have Pedro, you have Pedro Neto, and then you have Canacho, you have Gittin. These guys can be dangerous.
Yes, I think all four wingers that they've got right now, all of them have pace.
Pacey wingers. So, and I don't know if Kopama will be involved because of the update that we got that he's back in training, but we don't know that. But I just feel that even if Kopama will not be involved, we still maintain the forward of Pedro Neto, Pedro, maybe the lab is also pacey, and then you have Garnacho or getting from the other flank. So it will be how Barcelona want to cope with this attack with their island, and also on the other side, how Chelsea with their vulnerable defense
line will cope with attacking threats. Now Barcelona,
because you cannot say that even with their pacey forward, we still know that the team with the best attack is Barcelona.
Yeah, definitely.
How do you want to cope with Lamine Yamal, Rashford, and
Ferran Torres? Fahad, let's talk about the Chelsea team. Well, we've gotten update just like CITYBOY hinted there, book.
I'm sorry.
Absolutely, it's not a joke. That Kopama is back in training and could be in the squad.
If that news is anything to go by,
it could be in the squad, for the game against Barcelona. But then, talking about that, we're sure definitely that even if he's back, considering how long he has been away, I don't think he'll be thrown.
I don't even expect him to start.
I don't think he'll be thrown. Exactly. I don't think he's going to be thrown into the starting 11 right there. So here comes some dilemma positions for Chelsea. Let's put it that way. Number one is the defense line. So they've got some really
trying to check
terrible centre backs that are available. I call them like all of
their
them.
last game, they started with Chaluba and
Tosin. And then Bajashil came in at some point. So they've got like 4 centre backs. I mean, they've got Tosin, they've got Chaluba, Bajashil, and Josh Archibald. On a good day, all of them should not be starting for Chelsea. But here we are. So pick 2 out of these 4. They are struggling defenders that could do the best job against Barcelona.
If I want to pick 2, I will say I'll go with Tosin and Chaluba. I'll go because those
are regular.
Those are still the most solid out of the 4.
Those 2 are actually still the best out of the worst. So I think if you want to get something out of this game, you have to start with Chaluba and then Tosin, because you can't rely on Badiashile. And also, let's not forget, Archibald is still learning. Still learning. So you obviously mistakes will creep in. And then you want to go with your best players.
Your best performance.
And so Tosin and also Chaluba, I think are still the 2 best out of the 4 of them, and I think that's what Maresca wants to go to.
Okay, let's talk about the forward line now. I mean, we just seen some interesting changes he made, against Burnley. Introduced Santos in the midfield. That helped him to, drop.
And it was the man.
Yeah, and that helped him to drop Caicedo, but we know that Caicedo will be back into the starting level. But I'm more interested in how he sets up his attack. So I'm sure he wouldn't risk Estavi. He doesn't trust Estavi yet. He still believes Pedro Neto is his first choice right winger. I expect Pedro Neto to start. From what we're looking at, it's still looking like it's going to be João Pedro behind Liam. But then on the left, before the international break, Garnacho was amazing in their 3-0 win against Wolverhampton Wanderers. And then Jeremy Gittins was amazing
I think
in their win against Wolves. Yeah. So who starts against Barca?
For me, I think for my restart tomorrow, I just have this opinion that he should not play. He should play Estavel in Kopama's role if Kopama is not starting tomorrow.
So
he should not play Pedro behind Delap.
So who starts Pedro?
I will start Pedro up front, drop Delap to the bench. Delap has no business starting that.
But since Estavel became a Chelsea player, I have not seen him play anywhere else apart from that right wing position.
Yeah, but he's a versatile player.
Yeah,
he play that role.
Yeah, I've also seen him a few times on live.
As a matter of fact, even Maresca has said times without number that Estaval is more or less like a replacement to Kopama in terms of the creativity, the flair,
be able to trade string passes into the lines. And
so I mean, in that kind of game, why not just go with a midfield duo of Caicedo obviously and the captain of the side, Enzo Fernandez. That's if this guy is not starting, Luis James. So go with Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo in the middle of the park. Then have Estaval ahead of them to play that free role as a number 10, playing behind the striker. Then you have Pedro up front. You have Pedro Neto, the right wing, and maybe Garnacho or Guilty. Instead of playing Delap. Delap for me, Delap is still, he has not proved
I know
anything.
I know, but I feel like Delap allows João Pedro to play where he loves to play, which is where he can move around, where he's not just up front expecting them to bring
the ball. But in the FIFA Club World Cup, I mean, Pedro was playing in that role, and he was scoring goals. In this kind of game, you just want to win the game. It's not about playing your role.
It's about what wins the game.
Yeah, it's about that.
I'm talking about what wins the game. You just alluded to the fact that, and this will go to FAHAD, you just alluded to the fact that Andre Santos was the man of the match against Burnley. I'm thinking because he has also been known to do this where he plays Enzo behind. How about because Barcelona will know the strength of their midfield. For the strength of Barcelona's midfield, how about he plays both Caicedo and Santos and pushes Enzo Fernandez behind.
That can also work.
I just believe he wants to get the best out of Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo. I think we should just put both of them together.
In the pivot.
Yeah. That's where both of them actually work very well together. Having Enzo play as behind the striker won't get the best out of Enzo Fernandez.
But he will get
Yes,
he will get that role.
But he won't get the
best of his performance.
Yeah, of his performance out of him. So I think we want to get the best. Let him be coming in from the midfield. Have another player playing in that 10 position behind the striker, and probably Gittins or Garnacho.
I think I will still go with what you said because I feel this game can be decided in the midfield. It can be a midfield battle.
And we know that for Barcelona, Frenkie de Jong, the controller, either Casado or Femi Lopez,
those are dangerous technical players. So you need players that
can imagine
physically.
He just adds Dani Olmo to that because Dani Olmo is
also part of the Champions League. So I think it can work having Caicedo and Santos. I mean that's still with what Santos delivered against Burnley. If you can replicate that would be very, very interesting. But another point is, can Santos play as a box to box? Because I think you're also
because Caicedo will stay.
We stayed.
And I feel like that's what Santos also wants
to do. So the problem is, can he play as a box to box if he pairs with Caicedo? If he can work, I think that would be perfect midfield combination against Barcelona. Choke that midfield. They have Enzo Fernandez behind maybe Delap or.
And it's also someone who can come and help. If the two guys are
so you have Neto in his natural position and Garnacho or Gilson in the left. Then Estaval can start from bench. Another options coming off the bench for them.
Okay, so let's get to predictions. Well, what are you predicting for this game?
Goes with Yakpa. It's what I'm saying. Chelsea.
I line against disaster line.
Against disaster. I line against violence line. Chaos. I think I will give it to Barcelona. I won't pass Chelsea. You know, they've been saying they wanted Barcelona.
Maybe like 3-2, like 4,
maybe 3-2,
5-4.
That kind of pain.
No, those kind.
We go pay there. See, they go take
because that just last goal. That last goal.
So
that goal. So Chalobah, no.
I don't forget what Lamine Yamal talk after that game against CITYBOY. He was questioned when he was interviewed that okay, he's got a big game coming up during the week, and he said no. It's just a normal game.
That guy is some
so Chelsea
that's why Kamara was last
Chelsea fans they go work killer for that will be tomorrow. But you don't talk see that game no be big game. Me, how can you say Chelsea Barcelona is not a big game for Barcelona? No, they're traveling away from
He's not lying.
What do you mean it's not?
I'm thinking about
it's a big game. Forget about the form.
No, I think for everybody it's a big game.
It's a big game for Barca every day. Yes, we just told you yesterday 4 wins each. 6 draws.
But even though I didn't want to do key battles, but I'm now being forced to do key battles. Lamine Yamal against Cucurella. I'm supposed to place this. Cucurella go still there. Cucurella go still there.
That's one of the things we need to look out for.
Yeah, so Lamine Yamal against Cucurella. I mean, how's that going to work? Will Cucurella stay or will he do his normal?
Stay again. You know, if you stay.
When you are playing against Yamal, you dey go.
Make you go collect template from Mendes. And Mendes gets.
Because I was like, when the Mendes was moving and yet was taken care of.
Cucurella will be cooked. Cucurella is going to be cooked tomorrow.
But who do you think will win that battle?
Lamine Yamal, of course.
People are actually calling Cucurella right now the best left back in the Premier League.
And the Premier League, where you want to put Calafiori?
People say Calafiori has not done over the last. People are saying that
Calafiori this season is not the Calafiori that we saw last season.
And what I'm saying is people are still saying that Calafiori has not done enough this season to overtake Cucurella. But then it's open to debate. What I'm saying is whatever happens is going against one of the best left back in the Premier League. And you think that even the best left back in the Premier League will not be able to hold this 18-year-old?
See, it's not about the age. Don't use that age to judge this boy. This boy, I think he came second in Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, he did.
So we can say he's the second best player in the world. Forget his age. This is just a number. That boy is a bowler. The boy is a big cuckoo. Forget say he get Arizona. But Cucurella has shown us that he is also a fighter, especially when he's up. When he's up against
he's come up against
he will give you a tough game. He knows how to turn up, how to give you a game. And the fact that both are Spanish players, maybe he's going to understand him where
they're playing together.
So maybe, but then that Lamine Yamal is someone that you cannot. It's not easy to stop him. Let me just put it that it's not easy to stop him. Absolutely. Even if Cucurella will stop him, it will be very difficult for him tomorrow.
Absolutely, I think in that case they may need to play a more disciplined winger ahead of them, someone that can come and help.
Can Reece James stop Rashford from the other flank?
I believe he can.
I think it's more easy to stop Rashford than to stop
Yeah, of course, but you know Rashford against Chelsea. Rashford plays like CR7 when he sees Chelsea.
But if you ask me, I feel like the best thing would be is just that Rafinha cannot be available. I would have said the best thing is to unleash Rashford as the 9 against those centre backs. But then it's looking like
so that would have worked if Rafinha had returned
since exactly. So Rafinha can play the but
because Rashford is a must to play that game. He's a must.
He has to.
Tactically, he's a must.
But even by previous knowledge, the fact that Rashford is the player that played Chelsea the most of Barcelona squad, he has to play. Alright, so far your prediction.
That's a tricky one. I'll go with the Barcelona throw.
At Stamford Bridge. You say close.
That guy for the big will pin there.
Stamford Bridge. At Stamford Bridge, both of them they predict say they go watch Chelsea.
Wait, they beat this Barca. Anything can happen.
Stamford Bridge.
Where Sunderland beat them? Where Brighton beat them? No be for Bridge.
Well, They are saying that London Bridge is coming down again.
It will come down.
So what do you think? Is London Bridge coming down or will be
London
standing
Bridge is coming
after
down.
this particular?